Climate change. The two words that could decide the future of human civilization. Right now, somewhere on Earth, a family is running from rising floodwaters. A farmer is watching months of hard work disappear in a relentless drought. A child is struggling to breathe through smoke from a wildfire burning hundreds of kilometers away. This isn't happening in one country, it's happening everywhere. From the record-breaking heat of the United Kingdom, to the catastrophic floods in Pakistan, to the deadly heat waves across India. The planet is changing, and it's changing faster than ever before. For decades, scientists warned that this day would come. Many people ignored them. Governments delayed action. Industries kept polluting. And year after year, the Earth became hotter. But here's the terrifying part. Climate change isn't just melting glaciers or raising temperatures. It's changing where we can live, what we can grow, how we survive, and in some places, whether people survive at all. So, how did we get here? Who is responsible? Which countries are paying the highest price? And is there still time to stop the worst before it's too late? Let's find out. Before we can understand why climate change is happening, we first need to understand how our planet works. Earth is surrounded by a thin layer of gases called the atmosphere. This atmosphere acts like a protective blanket. Sunlight passes through it and warms the Earth's surface. Some of that heat escapes back into space. The rest is trapped by naturally occurring greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. Without these gases, Earth would be far too cold for humans, animals, or plants to survive. For millions of years, this balance remained relatively stable. But over the last 2 centuries, humans have disrupted that balance. Since the Industrial Revolution, we have burned enormous amounts of coal, oil, and natural gas to power our factories, cars, airplanes, and homes. Every time fossil fuels are burned, they release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, instead of allowing heat to escape. This extra carbon dioxide traps more and more heat. Imagine wrapping another blanket around yourself every year. Eventually, you become too hot. That is exactly what is happening to our planet. The Earth's average temperature has already risen by around 1.2 degrees Celsius since the late 1800s. It may not sound like much, but for Earth's climate, it is an enormous change, and we're already seeing the consequences. Climate change is not caused by a single event. It's the result of billions of daily activities carried out across the world. The biggest contributor is the burning of fossil fuels. Coal powers electricity, oil fuels transportation, natural gas heats homes and industries. Together, these energy sources release billions of tons of carbon dioxide every year. Another major cause is deforestation. Forests are often called the lungs of our planet. Trees absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. But every year, millions of hectares of forests are cleared for agriculture, mining, and expanding cities. Fewer trees mean less carbon is removed from the atmosphere. Agriculture also plays a significant role. Livestock, especially cattle, produce methane, a greenhouse gas that traps far more heat than carbon dioxide over the short term. Rice farming also releases methane into the atmosphere. Industrial manufacturing contributes as well. Producing cement, steel, and chemicals requires enormous amounts of energy and generates significant greenhouse gas emissions. Population growth and rapid urbanization have increased energy demand worldwide. More buildings, more vehicles, more electricity, more emissions. For decades, these emissions have accumulated in the atmosphere. And now, the planet is responding. Climate change does not affect every country equally. Some nations contribute very little to global emissions, yet suffer some of the worst consequences. For generations, the United Kingdom was known for cool weather and frequent rain, but recent summers have rewritten history. In 2022, temperatures surpassed 40 degrees Celsius for the first time ever. Rail tracks warped under the intense heat. Roads softened. Wildfires spread across normally green landscapes. Hospitals reported record numbers of heat-related illnesses. Scientists concluded that climate change made such extreme temperatures far more likely. Pakistan contributes less than 1% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions, yet it is among the countries most vulnerable to climate change. In 2022, unprecedented monsoon rains triggered one of the worst floods in the nation's history. Entire villages disappeared beneath water. Roads, schools, hospitals, and farmland were destroyed. More than 33 million people were affected. Millions lost their homes. At the same time, rising temperatures are accelerating the melting of glaciers in northern Pakistan, increasing the risk of devastating glacial lake floods. Pakistan is facing both extreme flooding and extreme heat. India experiences some of the hottest temperatures on Earth. In recent years, heat waves have become longer, hotter, and more frequent. In some regions, temperatures have exceeded 45 degrees Celsius. Outdoor workers struggle to survive. Water shortages become more severe. Changing rainfall patterns threaten crops and food production. Some years bring devastating droughts. Others bring destructive floods. For a country with more than 1 billion people, even small changes in climate have enormous consequences. The crisis doesn't stop there. Canada and Greece have witnessed massive wildfires. Australia continues to battle increasingly destructive bushfires. The Arctic is warming nearly 4 times faster than the rest of the planet. Glaciers continue to shrink. Sea levels continue to rise. Entire coastal communities face an uncertain future. Climate change is no longer a regional issue. It is a global crisis. Scientists warn that if greenhouse gas emissions continue to rise, the consequences will become even more severe. Heat waves that once occurred every 50 years could happen every few years. Storms may become more destructive, floods more frequent, droughts longer. Food production could decline in many regions. Millions of people may face water shortages. Coastal cities could experience increasing flooding as sea levels continue to rise. Wildlife is also under threat. Coral reefs are bleaching. Polar bears are losing the sea ice they depend on. Many species are struggling to adapt to rapidly changing environments. Climate change isn't only an environmental crisis. It is an economic crisis, a health crisis, a humanitarian crisis, and ultimately, a crisis for every person on Earth. When people hear about climate change, many feel powerless. The problem seems too big, too complex, too far beyond the control of one person. But history has shown that major change often begins with millions of small actions, supported by strong leadership. Governments play the biggest role. They can invest in renewable energy, improve public transportation, protect forests, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and create policies that encourage clean industries instead of polluting ones. Businesses also have a responsibility. Companies can switch to cleaner sources of energy, reduce waste, design products that last longer, and develop technologies that help lower emissions instead of increasing them. But individuals matter too. Every time we choose to waste less electricity, use energy-efficient appliances, walk, cycle, or use public transportation when possible, or support products made in sustainable ways, we reduce our environmental impact. Planting trees, protecting green spaces, and reducing food waste can also make a difference. Another powerful action is education. The more people understand climate change, the harder it becomes to ignore. Conversations with family, friends, classmates, and communities can inspire others to take action. No single person can solve climate change alone, but billions of people making better choices, alongside governments and industries taking meaningful action, can change the course of our future. Climate change wasn't created overnight, and it won't be solved overnight, but every step we take today brings us one step closer to a safer, healthier, and more sustainable world for future generations. Climate change is no longer a distant threat. It is the defining challenge of our time. From the record-breaking heat in the United Kingdom, to the devastating floods in Pakistan, to the relentless heat waves across India, the evidence is impossible to ignore. The science is clear. The impacts are real. And every year, we delay action. The cost grows higher. But this story doesn't have to end in disaster. Humanity has overcome enormous challenges before. We have cured diseases once thought unstoppable. We have landed on the moon. We have connected the world through technology. If we have the determination to achieve those things, then we also have the ability to protect the only planet we call home. The future of our climate won't be decided by one country, one government, or one person. It will be shaped by the choices all of us make, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Because in the end, we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from future generations. And the question they will ask us is simple. When you knew what was happening, what did you do? If you found this documentary informative, please consider leaving a like. It helps this video reach more people and spreads awareness about one of the biggest challenges facing our world. If you're interested in more documentaries that break down complex topics into simple, engaging stories, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. And if you have thoughts or questions about climate change, share them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay curious.